Here's a weird fact about life. You simply never know when you're going to happen upon a hand grenade. You may not know when your day will come, but you can decide that what you'll do if it does. And to be clear, there's a right answer and there's a wrong answer. The right one, calling the authorities and not touching it. The wrong one, placing it in your trunk and heading to Taco Bell for a meal. And yet, this is exactly what one Florida man did. He'd been magnet fishing in Ocklawaha when he found the explosive, reports Gizmodo. Once he found it, he put it in his trunk and made his way to Taco Bell, as one does. At around 5 o'clock p.m., he called 911 and explained the situation. The Taco Bell in Ocala, Florida, was then evacuated, and the bomb squad was summoned. The restaurant opened around 2 hours later, and no one was hurt, but presumably everyone was confused about his order of operations.
This morning, a Florida man claimed ignorance when jail officials found syringes in his rectum during an early morning strip search. Wesley Scott, age 40, was arrested Friday in Pinellas County on an outstanding warrant charging him with drug possession, reports The Smoking Gun. When Scott was searched at the jail, officers found 3 syringes inside his rectum. However, Scott claimed he had found the syringes and they were not his, although he did not explain how they wound up in his buttocks. Scott was charged in introducing contraband into a correctional facility and held on $5,000 bond.
A bearded man was caught licking a doorbell in Florida. If you don't find that surprising, it's probably due to the fact that it has happened before. A different man was caught on camera in Florida licking a doorbell for 3 entire hours, according to the homeowner. According to the news release and the video from Ring, the latest licker approaches the home with a stack of papers and seems to be attempting to convey some sort of message. Unfortunately, he did not get the point across. His name is Jerry, and he's homeless, said the homeowner. He asked my husband for a few cigarettes sometime, but now he's coming around to much. This was the last straw. I notified the police.
A Florida man accused of threatening his family by texting them Coldplay lyrics and warning them of retribution from his Nazi prison associates was persuaded by police to end a standoff in return for a fresh slice of pizza, reports say. Even Charles McLemore, under the belief that SWAT team negotiators were ready to hand him one of America's favorite foods, was taken into custody Tuesday following a 4-hour confrontation at a Pensacola home. Never underestimate the power of pizza with flavored crust, the Pensacola Police Department wrote on Facebook, while adding officers cannot comment on the rumors about pineapple being on said pizza, operational security and all that, end quotes. It was not immediately clear if responding officers even gave McLemore a slice, but they did deliver him charges of resisting an officer without violence and aggravated stalking, according to the Pensacola News-Journal.
A Florida high school spelling is under scrutiny after the road outside the building was freshly painted to read S-C-O-H-O-L, Skohol. Kevin O'Corn posted a photo to Facebook Saturday showing Volusia County had painted the road outside Pine Ridge Middle School in Deltona to read Skohol. And the spelling error didn't appear once, it appeared twice. It's unclear as to whether the fault for the painting mistake lies with the school district, the county, or an independent contractor.
A lot of things happen in Florida every week. On Friday, we here to bring you some of the weirdest. This week, the Bubble Man fails to ride again. A man's arrest report has almost as much going on his face tattoo collection, a horny fake cop, and some reptilian carnage. Bubble Man bursts again. Remember Rez Bellucci? Well, of course you don't remember the name, okay? But the guy who tried to run from South Florida all the way to Bermuda in a bubble in 2014, only to end up having to be saved by the Coast Guard. Yeah, maybe that rings a bell. It's not something that happens every day. Well, Bellucci tried again this week, failed again this week. Bellucci's specialty-made bubble, or hydropod as he calls it, is supposed to allow him to run on water. The endurance athlete's goal is to make it all the way from our shores to those of Bermuda. He tried to make the trek again this last Wednesday, but after setting off from Delray Beach, the winds of the Atlantic kept pushing him back to shore. Don't worry, Bellucci says. He will try again.
A Florida man thought he was being smart when he stole opioids from the medicine cabinet of a home where he was staying. However, Peter Hans Emery, 56, quickly learned he didn't steal opioids at all. Instead, the laxatives he took probably sent him running to the bathroom. The smoking gun reports Emery was caught on video Thursday morning entering the victim's lockbox at Pinellas Park home and pouring pills in his hand. The pills were labeled hydrocodone acetaminophen, which is a pain medication that can be highly addictive. However, the pills themselves were actually Equate Gentle laxative. With a long rap sheet, Emery was arrested and booked on a felony charge and probation violation charges.
Investigators identified Joshua James of Jupiter, Florida, as the man who tossed the 3.5-foot reptile into Wendy's last fall. According to the Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission incident report, he faces 3 charges related to the incident: aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, unlawful sale, possession, or transportation of an alligator, and petty theft. James, 24, was taken into custody and booked into the Palm Beach County Detention Center on Monday, as first reported by NBC affiliate WPTV. The driver, wearing a baseball hat backwards, arrived at the drive-thru window to receive a large drink just before 1:30 a.m. on October 11th, according to the report's summary of surveillance footage.
I have dyslexia.
Ohio ichidakimasu. Woo-hoo. Whoa, there's syringes in my ass? Since when?
What?
How'd that get there?
Man, I'd like to get my hands on that syringe. Shut up. I'll do what I want.
Tori is from Florida. Believe it or not. I said Toby, but I accidentally messed up. I did something.
He faced
Glue, guys.
Jesus.
The hot glue. The trophy broke.
He faces. We're trying to record here, Henry.